All right. Welcome to Chatter with Statter. I am Mad Statter, and this is Chatter with Statter. You are the Chatterbox, the Statterbox. That's right. I'm so glad we've got folks in the house. Shock hanging out, telling me we do have the gear. Andre here, and Elaine as well. I don't expect a huge crowd of folks today at 5 p.m. West Coast time, 3 p.m. Hawaii time, and 8 p.m. over on the East Coast, because there's the Superb Owl putting on a great show apparently this evening. And even though I'm not a fan of the Superb Owl, I know that plenty of people are. So this might be a small and intimate gathering, but that's all right. Let's get the party started. All right, Rick is in the house. Perfect timing, he says. It's halftime right now? I literally had no idea. In fact, I didn't even know when the thing was starting. And unfortunately, the halftime show, I kind of wanted to check out. But I guess I won't be checking out the halftime show because I have a show. I've heard I have a show. Did you know? All right, so... yeah, Andre says, I just want to see the halftime and the commercials. Yeah, exactly. The commercials are super easy to catch before and after, because YouTube just runs them. You know, there's entire channels dedicated to them. And basically, you know, the commercials are really, for as far as I'm concerned, the best part. Looks like Broken Soul is in the house. Excellent. Go Bengals. All right, then. I hear it's, the Bengals and the Rams? I have no idea who I would vote for. In theory, who I would vote for. Right, see, sports ball, woo. You know, I mean, I want to say that I want the Rams because they're in the same division. Is it division? We're going to say division. They're in the same category as the Seahawks, right? So, like, I guess I want my category to win. And I mean, like, the little category. You know, they're yeah, you can tell I know what I'm talking about. Maybe I'll just stop. Then again, though, I do like kitty cats, so the Bengals, you know, the Bengals. So it looks like Rams are ahead right now, and Rick pointing and laughing, close enough. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Let's see here, Andre. You once watched a film of just commercials from England. I have no doubt. I have gone down plenty of rabbit hole on the internet just watching foreign commercials. Or what I really like to do is go back and watch like commercials from the 1990s or the 1980s, you know, like from America, when you remember, like, oh, I remember when those commercials were on TV. So, that's, I do like doing that. Rick, okay, yeah, Rams in the National Conference as opposed to the American Conference. But what I was actually talking about was like the subcategory of that. Like, because it's the division. Is it division? So it's the Western Division maybe or something so it's the Seahawks, the Rams, the 49ers, and someone else? I'm going to say Arizona, but I don't really know. So of those things, the Seahawks are in the clump, and so I figure I should vote for my clump. Yeah. The NFL, you know, whenever you need me, NFL, I'm ready for announcing all of the things. All of the things I can announce because I have the vocabulary for your sport. I'm voting for the guys from my clump. Everyone knows what that means. So, all right, E-Music coming in. Yes, the Rams are in the same division as the Seahawks. And Rick also saying division. Yes, okay. Division, clump, same diff. So, I don't have anything nearly as fancy pants as Snoop Dogg and all the other folks who are going to be performing at the halftime show. But it looks like I do have Pickles T. She's coming in saying, hi, Amali and Chatters. No can stay tonight. You're at a Vegas Super Bowl party. Okay, yeah, I'm frankly surprised that people are coming in to say hi, because apparently it's the Super Bowl is happening right now. Or I guess the halftime, which is what half the people are interested anyway. I've only watched a couple Super Bowls. No, I think I maybe only watched one Super Bowl. And oh, they've got corgis in the Puppy Bowl. Awesome. I actually have another video of the corgis. Speaking of the corgis, you guys, I have to make a huge embarrassing correction. All right, so for those of you who were with us a couple streams ago, let's say Wednesday, we'll just say, and I showed you a cute video of all the little corgi butts in the snow. I said it was a Japanese couple who had the 8 corgis. Dude, it is so not a Japanese couple. I have spent probably the past year thinking it was a Japanese couple, and it's actually a Korean couple. And as soon as I knew it was Korean, and I bothered to look at the writing that is on all of their videos, it was abundantly clear that they are a Korean couple. But I was so caught up in the corgi butts that I didn't pay any attention to language or words, and so I didn't realize they were Korean. So last couple streams ago when we were talking about the corgis, and I said over and over again, oh, this cute Japanese couple. Yeah, dude, no, they're not, okay? They're Korean. Yeah. So, they're a Korean couple with 8 corgis. I don't care if they're Japanese. I don't care if they're Korean. All I know is their corgis are super cute, and that's why I love them. So it looks like we've got Darlene in the house, and oh, Michi Mama is here. She's saying, sorry, but I think football is boring. Don't hate me, okay? Oh, Michi Mama, were you not here just a few seconds ago when I was explaining about why I was voting for the team in my clump? Yeah, I don't think you or I are probably on the same page in regards to football. It's like, yeah, it exists, you know, and there we go. So yeah, I'm not gonna hate you. In fact, I love you for coming here. I was honestly not expecting anybody to show up. The least of which Rick or Darlene, for goodness sake. I can't believe, I mean, I know it's halftime, but still, I can't believe that. And let's see here. Yeah, it looks like a buffet and plenty of booze is where Pickles T's at, and that sounds like the best kind of Super Bowl party. See, that's why I would go to a Super Bowl party, is the buffet and the booze. That sounds like a fantastic plan. So let's see here. Let's see. It looks like Andre's pointing out, not only are the corgis Korean, they're South Korean, because, you know, the North Korean corgis are mean and they infiltrate too much, apparently. I don't know. I wouldn't know, because I would be prime target for a North Korean corgi, because they would still be cute and I would fall for them, and my little rose-colored glasses would deny that they are infiltrating my heart in order to overthrow the imperialist United States system with their cute corgi butts. That's probably the most successful way they could infiltrate in my, if I was the guard, the most successful way to infiltrate is send a cute puppy. There we go. So let's see here. Michi Mama, early in my marriage, my ex started to teach me about football, and he gave up when I asked, why do they call it downs? Well, you know, there you go. I don't see, I understand, I guess, why they call it down, because, like, you know, a player went down. I mean, I assume that's why they refer to it as a down. But what I don't understand is, like, 10th of 4 and 12th of 82nd, like, all the numbers they use to, it's the, I don't understand. Oh, Darlene, you'll be in and out in the middle of your cleanse before your procedure tomorrow morning, Habut. Oh, I don't know exactly what your cleanse is or what your procedure is. I have an idea, and good Lord, girl, you don't have to be here at all. You can go be in a safe spot if need be. I understand. I mean, I think I understand. So I'm so glad that you are here. And yes, corgis are cute. And speaking of corgis being cute, I figure, you know what? We're going to show, I don't have a whole lot of, I have a whole lot of nothing to talk about today. So that's good. We can scatter from anywhere. But, Darlene, you're in your safe spot. Excellent. I like to hear that. But I thought I would show you more of those cute little corgis to explain. Well, first off, I want to show you this one because it shows not just the 8 corgis, but it also shows their friends. But it also shows the house that they live in and how clean it is. And then it also shows the river that they live along and in the valley. And basically, it's just a great little... You'll get to see the life of luxury that these corgis live, and you'll think to yourself, I want to be one of those 8 corgis. That's what you're going to think. So let's watch this cute little video. And I will skip the ad in just a second when I can, and then I'll full screen it when I can. There we go. And now I'll just shut up.
내가 거기 앉으라고?
우리 보리가 끓을 수 있어.
오! 귀여워.
보리 보리.
Oh no, this is near the end. Hold on, I'm gonna rewind all the way to the beginning. We missed everything. Here, let's start again. Oh my goodness, I don't know why it started at the end, but it did. So now it's beginning time. And yeah, I know, right? How is the stupid house so clean? I don't know. Look at how clean that house is. Look at how clean that house is. And yes, there are more. The black corgi doesn't belong to them. This is a family, this is a play date time. That's one of the reasons why I did it too. Because it's full of all of their friends, well, most of their friends, not the golden labs though, but more corgis than you can count is what, and they're all dressed up and it's just so cute. Okay, now I'll shut up. Huh? I love how they all have clothes to wear. Their little scarves are so flippin' cute. And look at how well behaved they are. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, even the guests get their own scarf. Exactly. Yeah, Darlene, the reason why they know what to do with the sled is because during the summertime on this river, when it's not frozen, the dad pulls them on a paddleboard. And so they're very familiar with riding along that river on something. And yeah, Andre, corgis are they're working dogs, and they're considered to be healers. They are herd much larger animals, which is why they're so flippin' stubborn and tenacious. They are used to bossing around animals that are much bigger than they are. Woohoo!
아유 잘한다. 아이고 잘한다.
앉아봐.
내가 거기 앉으라고?
요즘 보리가 끊을 수 있어.
오. 귀여워.
보리 보리. 보리.
Dr. Marty, which one is...
Yeah, exactly, Andre. Nothing can sneak up on them with all those corgis. Yeah, and Darlene, exactly. They all know how to share. Like I said, they're so well behaved. They understand, when things are their turn and they have to wait their turn or take their turn. Having, the 8 corgis as a family, really, they're, like I said before, they're so well behaved. And Darlene, you think you quickly counted 14? Yeah, that doesn't surprise me because there was almost double. There was more than the 8. And the black one obviously was obviously a visitor. But then, yeah, there was a host of other orangey ones that were, one of them's name was Cloud. One of them's name was Bori. So yeah, there was a ton of them in there. And they all seem to know what the rules are when they enter that house. I mean, look at how well behaved all of them were, just lining. Can you imagine trying to line up 14 anything? Toddlers, teenagers, grown-ups, dogs, cats, 14 of them in a row like that for that one of those last pictures, and they just sit there all looking in the right direction. I mean, I think that any school photographer would look at that and just probably want to kill themselves. It's like, well, how does that Korean couple get a herd of dogs to obey when I can't even get a schoolroom full of children to look in one direction for a class photo? I know, and then to hold still. Exactly. I mean, it's amazing. Those dogs are just so well behaved. Andre, they're Korean corgi. They have tiger parents, so they have to perform, I guess. Andre, you're saying the Korean houses look bigger than Japanese houses. Perhaps. I'm not really that familiar with the architecture of either. But the original house that this family had was much, much smaller than what they've got right now. They've built onto what they've got right now. And so So when I first started watching this series, the house that they lived in was ridiculously small. Whereas now they actually have like a house-size house. But in that video, you didn't get to explore the house-size house. But just trust me on that. So hopefully I won't be boring you with many more of those little corgi videos, but I wanted to bring things full circle with the other video that I showed. I wanted to correct my wrongness about where the content creators are from, and B, I wanted to show you guys like their house. It's kind of clean, you know, and how the lifestyle of luxury that all those corgis get to live. So that is, yeah, like I said before, and I will continue to say, if I could come back as a corgi somewhere, it would be in their house. I would like to come back with people like that for my people, for certain. So let's see here. Okay, so Darlene's talking about nicely for a photo shoot, and it reminded me of the pictures that I was going to show you, because Seattle for the last week or so has been blessed with, or actually not Seattle, the Pacific Northwest has been blessed with some of the most amazing sunsets. And so I wanted to see if I can find, here we go, see if I can find the awesome sunset pictures for all y'all. This picture is of Mount Hood looking over Portland, right? So I really love that picture with the city glowing yellow in the valley below. Now this, of course, is Mount Rainier, and this was taken from Tacoma. And then this one, yeah, Darlene, these ones I've all put up on Facebook because they were so amazing. This is taken way up further north, very close to the Canadian border in Anacortes. Now this one's one of my favorites because it's taken, that is Mount Rainier, but instead of being taken from the city side, it's taken from north, so you get to see all of the farmland that is north of Seattle. And it's just so picturesque and strange. And then this strange because you don't really think of Seattle and farmland, but actually, you know, it's true. It's there. And so that other picture that was right before this Portland one, that one was taken from Capitol Hill in the heart of Seattle, basically, on the top of one of the tallest hills in Seattle, Capitol Hill. And it's super old school neighborhood that still retains the Seattle flavor that is rapidly disappearing. And I think we'll be hitting that one. Seattle farms, you think pot grow houses? Right, yeah, no, we actually have real farms, like outdoor farms with fields and streams and crops and things. Okay, yeah, so this is the picture taken from Capitol Hill, and I love this picture. I don't know what filter my friend used. One of my friends actually took this picture. I don't know if it's just straight from his phone or if he had a filter on it, but the colors, it looks like it needs to be a painting. I wish I was an oil painter. I want to paint. I want someone to bring that photograph to life. Or what I actually maybe really want is just to make a poster size printout of that particular sunset from Capitol Hill, because it's just such flippin' pretty picture. One reason though why I was showing you these pictures from Seattle showing off Mount Rainier and Portland showing off Mount Hood is because this is the one that I want the picture of. But Mount Hood, that's the mountain that looms above Portland. That's the one right here. And then we've got Mount Rainier, which looms above Seattle and Tacoma right here. Well, not only does Portland and Seattle share some looming mountains, we also happen to share the same kind of summer collegiate baseball team action. Now, earlier this year, I was telling you guys about, about the Fishsticks, the Dub C Fishsticks, and that's what we've got here up in Seattle. Well, in Oregon, they've got the Portland Pickles. Now, the Gherkins are their farm team, but I thought I would share that logo because it seems to be mighty close to this logo, just a slightly different angle on the batting stance per se. But it's clear that some stealing of ideas has been going on between Seattle and Portland for a little while. And not only are we stealing ideas, we're stealing logos. So check this out. That's the iconic Rainier R, right? Right. Okay. Well, the Portland Pickles, look at that P. Look at that P. If that P does not look like the Rainier R, look at the Rainier R and then look at the P, and you tell me. I think they look similar. So the Portland Pickles, they might have stolen a P, right? They might have stolen a P. Well, it turns out there is a stolen P. It's totally true. This is the Portland Pickles mascot. His name is Dylan. It took me a really long time to figure out why his name was Dylan. We're not going to get into that. But anyway, Dylan, the pickle, he has been kidnapped. His uniform, his costume, Dylan the pickle, he is missing. Literally, he is missing right now. Now, what happened was during an away game somewhere, the Delta lost the costume for the pickle, but then Delta eventually found the costume for the pickle, and then at like 5:30 in the morning, they delivered it to the business that they were supposed to return it to, but somebody went and stole it before they could open the door for the business and grab the pickle uniform to bring it inside. Somebody stole it off the business's front porch. So literally, there is a missing pickle. Now, I would like to think that the Dub C Fishsticks are behind the missing pickle, because they stole our P from our Rainier R, so we're gonna steal their pickle, right? Now, I have no reason to think this, and I'm really just making this up. I mean, I'm not making it up. The pickle costume is missing. That is legit. But I would like to hope that the Fishsticks stole it, so then I can legitimately say that there's beef between the fish and the pickle. All right, so that was a long, as Andy would say, that was a long walk down a short pier for not a whole lot of anything. But, you know, unfounded rumors and wild speculation, that's what tonight's show is all about. And I think that maybe the Dub C Fishsticks have taken the pickle, and maybe they're going to chop the pickle up and make him in part of the tartar sauce. That's right. They're going to use him for the fish stick tartar sauce. That's what I think. So, Andre, thank you so much for the 200 biddies. And Darlene, right, I think I could be onto something, right? You know, I'm probably not. It's probably just a stupid porch pirate. But, you know, let's have fun with it. Let's make it a little rivalry. Because honestly, I really think it's cute. Both the Portland Pickles and the Dub C Fishsticks, clearly the same marketing firm, created these logos, these teams, this whole nine. And they are all part of the same summer collegiate baseball league. And so I don't know, I think it's cute. I want to create, you know, fake beef. Anyway, yeah. Okay, so Poppy Shaney. Poppy Shaney's a little late to the party because he's been at a different party. Fishsticks kidnapping Pickles? I haven't been drinking, so what is going on? Oh, you haven't been drinking. I thought you said you had been drinking. Well, as it turns out, Poppy Shaney, the Portland Pickles, their mascot Dylan, has been stolen from the franchise's business. The pickle costume did legitimately get lost by Delta Airlines. Delta Airlines did legitimately find and return the costume, but before the team could get a hold of it, a porch pirate basically came in and swooped the missing luggage that had been returned off of the front porch of the building, and off they go. They were caught on camera, but they were completely masked up, and so it's hard to tell if it was a fish stick that stole the pickle, but I am convinced it's our fish sticks behind this missing pickle. There we go. Andre, either that or the K-Town kimchis might want to take out the other big pickled vegetable. Oh, that's a good point. I don't know if there are any K-Town. I'll have to check the league's roster to see just what other pickled vegetables might be on on the menu. But I do think though that pickles with the fish sticks, I mean, throw a little mayo on it and you've got yourself some tartar. And that pickle is a big pickle. That'll serve a whole stadium worth of tartar sauce. A whole stadium worth of tartar sauces. Okay, so let's see here. What was I gonna do with that? Oh, I remember what I was gonna do. See, I have so many random things that I was gonna talk about today, none of which are that important. But I did want to show you something yesterday. So we saw the sunsets, which means there was some high pressure, etc. And Andre, man, if I was walking down the street in Portland or Seattle, if I saw a man-sized pickle, I would think I was drinking. Fair enough. Oh, halftime is over. All right. Well, those who need to go back and watch the superb owl, by all means, go focus elsewhere. I understand that the big game is the big game for the reason. So let's see, Poppy Shaney. Hey, mister, want to buy a pickle costume for cheap? Seller open coat shows the costume. There you go. You know, though, honestly, if someone was like, do you want to buy a pickle costume? And then he opened his coat, I would not know where I was supposed to be looking. Or like, what's going to be costumed here? The pickle. Yeah. So, Picolity halftime. So why is the connection stronger in this Vegas resort than in Hawaii? Oh, yeah, maybe thousands of miles of underwater fiber optic cable. Could be. But hey, at least you're not in Tonga, and you still have those thousands of miles of underwater fiber optic cable, right? Right. Yeah, Andre, bring me the head of the pickle. Yeah, I expect you'll be K for a bit, Rick. No problem. I expect all sorts of people to suddenly have their attentions elsewhere as opposed to here. Oh, okay, so I thought that going into the half it sounded like LA was ahead, but now it looks like Cincinnati 16, Los Angeles 13. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say that the halftime is definitely over and something happened and the Kitty Cats scored a thing. I'm going to guess that the Kitty Cats scored a touchdown. Because now Cincinnati is 17, which means they got the field goal. And since they weren't tied at half, that means that in order... See, I kind of know stuff. So, okay, so Cincinnati is now deciding they're going to be a second half team. Okay. All right, Pappy Cheney, you have to go to the neighbors and rescue Tracy. Everyone's having the great rest of your Sunday. Thanks for allowing you a flyby. No problem. Glad we could keep you up to date on the pickle saga. Off to the rescue, my pilot friend. We'll see you soon. Okay, so, so what I was going to say, all right, so instead, or in addition to all of the sunsets, there we go, yesterday in Seattle, actually today too, but yesterday was really nice. Yesterday in Seattle, we had a day, it was almost 60 degrees today and yesterday. It was sunny yesterday, I don't think it was quite as sunny today, but that doesn't matter because I didn't get any pictures from today. But I did get some pictures from yesterday. And so I literally got out of my car to take a picture of this pink Cadillac because, well, who doesn't take a picture of a pink Cadillac when they have the opportunity? So I included this picture because that black thing looked like it was going to be awesome, and I didn't mean to take a picture of that. But yeah, there's a zoom in close up of the fancy pants pink Cadillac that was out top down yesterday in Seattle, and then that's the original photo where that zoomed in picture came from, and that's the back of my car right there on the left hand side. And this building that is all those cars are parked in front of, and then the pink Cadillac and the black thing, that building that building, I don't know what it is now, but when I moved into my house, it was a massage parlor. And by massage parlor, I mean it was called Sunset. And that was the only signage on the building for many, many years, was just a big sign over the front door that said Sunset. And so one day I asked my friend who worked at the coffee stand next to it, just what is Sunset? And she's like, well, it's a massage parlor. And so, yeah, as it turns out, here, let's go here. All right, so this is we're playing here. I've never done this before. So, all right, so let's see if we can do this. All right, so this is the intersection that I took that picture of. And see, this is the subway, and then this is my coffee stand that I go to, and this is the parking lot that, you know, this here, right here, sort of center stage. That's the parking lot that I took the picture of the Cadillac from. Ooh, sorry about that, guys. And so the Cadillac was basically sort of right behind that black car. Smokies is a hamburger stand at this intersection, but this building that's right behind the sign of Smokies, that's the building. Let's see if we can do something here. There we go. This building right here. This one right there. That is where the massage parlor was. And so, yeah, that's where the massage parlor was. And quite literally, like, it's, you know, a 5-minute walk from my house, literally. And I think actually right next door to the massage parlor is an actual residence. You know, I mean, like, as you can see, that massage parlor was at one point a residence. So, you know, I mean, it was literally in the middle of a residential area on a main street. And it operated there for, I don't even know how long. I mean, just blatant. I mean, really, like, once you knew, it was just like, well, duh. I mean, what other business just has a sign that says Sunset? I mean, no phone number, no hours, no description of the business, just Sunset. And yeah, Andre, I don't know what the house is now. I think the house is like a halfway house. It's a residence of sorts. People are living there, but it's definitely not like, oh, the Jones family are living there. It looks, I think it's like maybe I don't know if it's like a supported living facility or what the deal is, but like, a bunch of single dudes live there, and I don't get the impression that they're all roommates. Now, it might not be a supported living house. There are plenty of houses in our area that have been converted to like nothing but bedrooms and then like a kitchen, a shared kitchen. And so so there's no living area. It's basically like everybody gets their own bedroom. You know, there's only so many bathrooms, and then there's the one kitchen. It's basically designed to be bedroom and shared kitchen apartments, only it's in a residential house. And so I'm not sure if that house is what that is, or like I said, or if it's supervised. But there is definitely something, they're definitely using that house for something. Not a business though. It's like it's some kind of residence. That much I can. Yeah, exactly, Andre. It's like a dorm room for regular people. Yeah, it's the closest thing we have to affordable housing in this area, basically. Picola T. I can't hear anything because the football game is super loud, but Andre is chatting about happy endings, so maybe better that you can know here. We're just talking about massages, just talking about innocent massages. Yeah, there we go. Andre, a halfway house for those with sex addiction, that really would be ironic, and honestly, it very well could be. I mean, and it would be, God, you know, I think that'd be hysterical. Okay, so Michi Mama, I haven't ever heard that, but yeah, they're called monster houses. There you go. I have not heard that term, but you know what I'm talking about. I didn't feel like I was describing it very well. But on the other hand, I didn't really know any other way to describe it, because the way I described it, it's like, yeah, everyone gets their own bedroom and they share a kitchen. That sounds like a house. And it's like, well, true, that is a house, but it's not the same. And so I'm glad you understood what I was trying to say. And oh my God, 17 bedrooms and 10 bathrooms on Kalihi Street. Yeah, that's a little bit much. Like, the houses that I'm talking about are like 5 and 6 bedrooms, you know. I mean, 17 bedrooms and 10 baths, that's craziness. I can for sure see why, especially like if that was a singular home that had been converted to that, I mean, where do all the people park? You know, I mean, parking, that's a huge issue, because I can only assume that almost everybody who has a room there probably has some sort of vehicle, right? And the house as a singular residence wouldn't have enough parking for 17 cars, would it? I mean, wow, that is a monster house for certain. Goodness gracious. No, I don't. Yeah, I can see why why that is not acceptable zoning use of the home. On the other hand, though, and you know, I wouldn't want to live near a house like that, but on the other hand, people need a place to live, right? And you know, it's like housing costs are so expensive. It doesn't really surprise me that it has come to that point where it's just like, yeah, I live in a house with, you know, 17 other people. Oh, Michi Mama, these are all new homes, and this house had parking stalls? Oh, no. See, the ones I'm talking about are generally converted houses. Oh, heck to the no. No. Don't be building that. I mean, just build an apartment complex. Don't build a house like that. Just build an apartment. That sounds like some shady getting around a loophole kind of thing, for sure. And right, yeah, exactly, Darlene. Maybe all 17 don't own a car, but you know that a lot do. Yeah, so let's see here. So Andre, you got the tough sheds for the homeless, the houseless around Oakland, usually under the freeway. Yeah, we have the small home villages as well. But you know, you need land for those, and so and not a whole lot of people are willing to donate land for that. So those only work so well. Although the ones that do, the tiny home villages that are around are actually some of the better let's see, what am I trying to say? If you're not going to be able to have a permanent home, getting a spot in one of the tiny home villages that are run by the homeless and basically sort of a self-contained community, you're very lucky if you can get into one of those. And let's see here, it looks like the Orchids Horde is here, K Kona Jammer. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but I will say I'm glad that you're here. And, oh, excuse me, it's the Orcish Horde, not the Orca. I don't know what I said about the Orca. It's the Orcish Horde. And I don't know what you mean by K Kona Jammer, but I do know that roller derby is something that has reared its ugly head into the Olympic stratosphere this winter. There is a speed skater named Erin Jackson. She is the first African-American woman to win the gold medal for the United States of America in speed skating. And she got her start in the roller rink scene back in Florida, but she also used to skate for a roller derby league in Ocala, Florida, and she used to be a jammer. And for those who might have been around when I did my roller derby explanation for how and what it is, the jammer is the fast one on the track who's responsible for scoring the points, the one who's got the star on the side of her helmet. And one of our jammers from roller derby has now taken a gold medal in speed skating at the Olympics this year. And I'm telling you, my Facebook feed today, because it happened just today, has been filled with nothing but the joyousness of our derby community. Derby has been on a long break, just like the rest of the world, for the same reason as the rest of the world. And so to see all of these derby names coming across my feed again, when it used to be nothing but derby crew on my Facebook world, it was just it's a joyous walk down memory lane, and it is a joyous moment for the derby community, despite the fact that the sport that she won the gold in is not roller derby. Roller derby has very little to do with the training or the skill set that she needed for that gold. Speed skating on ice is completely different than speed skating on inline skates, and inline skates are a completely different animal than quad skates, which quad skates are what roller derby is skated on. It is a completely different animal, but she has been a successful athlete through all of these formations of the sport that she has chosen, that is going fast with wheels on her feet, and transitioned over to ice, won the gold, transitioned over to ice. Last Olympics, she barely qualified for the trials, and she had only been training for like 3 months prior to that. So literally, she is less than 5 years into the sport of speed skating, and she brought home a gold today. So I just am so completely stoked about that. And yeah, Andre, you saw her do that today, and she looks like a real life superhero. Heck yeah, she looks like a real life superhero. And it's nice to see derby is bringing diversity to the ice. Yeah, roller derby definitely has a little bit more diversity than one might expect, because roller derby pulls from so many different roller sports, and one of the roller sports that derby pulls from is jam skating. And there's a long tradition of jam skating in African American communities. And jam skating, by the way, is not the same thing. When I talk about when I talk about jammers in roller derby, those are the fast people. Well, jam skating is not that. Jam skating is roller disco. Jam skating is dancing while on skates. And if you can dance while you are on skates, you can, gosh darn it, do just about flipping anything. And the skill set that the jam skaters bring to roller derby is undeniable. And inevitably, jam skaters end up being some of the best roller derby players. It used to be thought of as the inline speed skaters were where the real talent lay. No. Because inline speed skaters, you're basically just, you're going in a very singular motion, straight line for the most part. Jam skating is using all of your body to maneuver and shape your way through with the music, through the crowd. That translates to being a good jammer or a good blocker in roller derby, because it's not, if only on a good day are you able to skate fast and straight through a pack. That's not how roller derby is designed. That you've got a wall of 4 people who are trying to hold that person back. So you've got to groove. You've got to get down. You've got to get low. You've got to hop around. You've got to get on one wheel. You've got to do whatever it is you've got to do. And speed skaters don't do that. Jam skaters do that. And so that is where roller derby really helped to roller derby sort of has a leg up versus a lot of other roller sports, which still are quite white. So all right, Darlene, have a good night. Good luck with your procedure tomorrow, and I hope this evening goes well and smooth. There you go. And so let's see here. And jam skating is so cool to watch, and man, they look so cool doing it, and they do it in a team. Exactly. Jam skating is a finesse that very few have the capability of. And like I said, the jam skaters who transitioned to roller derby ended up being some of the best roller derby players there are. So, although I have to say, another underappreciated group of people who made remarkably good derby players, skateboarders. And even though they don't have wheels on their feet, they do have wheels under their feet, and the way they approach the physics of wheeled movement is very different than the way a lot of other skaters do it. And it creates, as far as a blocking, if you're going to be a blocker, some of the toughest blockers to get around are former skateboarders, I've noticed. So yeah, skateboarders and jam skaters are not what you would think of as like, oh yeah, they're going to make good roller derby players. Dude, they do. They really do. Yeah. And, Andre, street skaters, especially because they got to dodge and avoid getting creamed by cars. Exactly. Yeah, no. And that's actually good point. Actually, that is what I meant by skateboarders, was people who use their skateboard literally as a means of transportation, not just the half pipe tricky people, but people who actually go barreling down the hill and this, that, and t'other, and have to worry about getting creamed by cars or maneuvering around that rock, that weird jut in the sidewalk that wasn't there yesterday. Oh, that tree root, that whatever, yeah. Those are the folks that I was talking about for sure. Street skaters and jam skaters are, honestly, they make some of the best, the best derby players. And derby, as it turns out, apparently makes some of the best speed skaters. That's not true. Erin Jackson made herself the best, and she is an amazing athlete. I just am so happy that some of her glory is able to reflect back onto the roller derby scene, I guess, is what it boils down to. So, let's see here. All right, so we talked about the missing pickle, and we talked about the sunny day with the everything. So now I guess I'm going to, well, I'm not sure. Should I tell you about this other YouTube creator that I've fallen down a rabbit hole of? Or do you guys want to talk about something else? And if you want to talk about something else, what do you want to talk about? Ooh, I know what I meant to do. Hold on, let's see if I can find it. Okay, here we go. I'm not sure how many of all y'all are here, but for those who are here, you probably know I don't follow rules very well. Rules are something that, like, whatever. So, January. Yeah, I know, it's not January. It's like February. I know, I get it. But the month of January is, in the state of Hawaii, is considered a recognition month for the colony on Kalaupapa, how do you say that? Kalaupapa on Molokai. And that is the colony that St. Damien founded in order to take care of the folks with Hansen's disease, otherwise known as leprosy. There are people who still live there, who are still afflicted with the disease, and rather than reintegrating into society, even though they've got the antibiotics to take care of it, they have chosen to live there, and they do live there. Well, every January, they have a project where they would like people to send postcards from around the world to their organization. And I'm going to, here we go. So their care home, this is the address, and I know it's after January, but who cares, right? I mean, what, they're not going to accept a postcard? And so what I would like you guys to do, if you have the wherewithal or little extra postcards hanging around, is maybe grab a little postcard, write a little note about where you're from, and send it off. Not only do they keep the postcards, they actually are collecting all of the stamps from the postcards from around the world, and they are going to be putting them in a museum display. They are currently working on the project, but they have like tens of thousands of stamps, so it's an ongoing project that'll take many years, especially since in the last 2 years, they haven't been able to do as many big organizing events, because when they organize the stamps, they usually do it as like a community event. But since social distancing, etc., they've had to stop the sorting events, so to speak. So now the events are like much smaller. It's taking a lot longer to go through the stamps. So they don't really know when the museum exhibit will be ready, but it is a piece of art and work that they are continuing to work on. And because Mad Statter and the Statterbox crew doesn't necessarily listen to rules and regulations, I figured it wouldn't hurt to put out the call. If you are in the mood to write them a little postcard, it's only 2 weeks after January. Who cares? So it'll come in a little bit late. I'm sure that there's still right now 2 weeks at the end of after January, still getting some postcards from places all over the world, because like I said, they get postcards from places all over the world. So I don't know if you've got a paper and pencil, or if you care to, although this will be going up on YouTube as well, and so this address will be there to check on, and I'll probably put it in the description also. But yeah, if you're so inclined, I think it would be neat if Statterbox at the cinema, no, not Statterbox at the cinema, if the Statterbox crew could maybe shoot a postcard or two that way, then we could show them our aloha, as it were. And let's see here. Yeah, okay, there you go, Rick, exactly. Maybe send him a Valentine card for this month. That's perfect, exactly. I really don't think that the residents at the settlement, I really don't think that they would mind getting a postcard outside of the obligatory January season, right? I mean, why must we only do it in January? And so that's one of the reasons why I was suggesting we break the rules. We maybe, spread out the aloha all year long. And Andre's saying is beautiful Kalaupapa, at least from above on the overlook. Not many original residents left there anymore. Yeah, I think there's only like 8 or 9 that are still there. And I do know that Lono has performed for the kapuna that lived there, because back in the day when he was performing regularly, the kapuna would, with their caretakers, each kapuna with 2 caretakers would fly out to Kaunakakai so they could see Lono play. And finally, Lono was like, wouldn't it just be easier if I came to you guys? And the caretaker was like, oh my God, yes. And so he actually went and has performed for them there. And so speaking of Lono and Kalaupapa and the like, he wrote this lovely song for Saint Damien, i.e. Kamiano, and I figure maybe we can watch that video. Yes, Rick, there we go. Thank you so much for putting that in the chat so people can copy and paste it. Like I said in the description, I will eventually be putting down this address as well. But let's see here. Yeah, in the meantime, let's enjoy a little Lono video written for and about the folks that we will be writing some postcards to.
Hey, Kamiano Makanalua.
All right, so I'm not sure if you are aware of this, but that particular song was chosen amongst many other songs to be played at the Museum for St. Damien in Belgium. St. Damien was from Belgium, and he has his own museum after he got to be a saint. And there are, in, I guess, the main exhibit hall, they play a song for, in regards to the exhibit for the colony that he oversaw, and Lono's music was the one that was chosen. Consequently, he was given a tapestry, of which I believe there are only 6 in the world. One of them is in the Vatican. One of them is in the museum that has the song, Lono's song playing, and one of them belongs to Lono. I'm not sure where the other 3 tapestries are, but that that particular song is of some historical importance, as it turns out. And he has a secret trick up his sleeve as to why he thinks his song was chosen amongst the other competitors, and I think he might be right. If you listen carefully, you'll notice that he wrote that song in 3/4 time. And he wrote it with a waltzing rhythm. And he thinks, and I think that he's onto something, that the waltzing rhythm was a familiar cadence to the European ear, and they gravitated towards that song. And I do believe that he actually wrote that song with that in mind on purpose. And I think it was a trick that might have worked. So, Andre, thank you so much for the 400 biddies. And, oh my gosh, and thank you so much for the 5 other subs that you just gave out to the community. That is super awesome. And, Andre, yeah, you were saying right before at the beginning of the video, it looks like there's no way down there. You know they can now, but it's like another planet and you can see it from above. But it seems like there's no way in or out except for ship or plane. That is true. There is no way out except for ship or plane, except for one trail that goes down, that a mule ride. There is mules can get down there. But many tourists used to go to the mule ride place down to Kalaupapa, and but since the pandemic, I believe the mule ride has closed down for no tourism right now. So they're not sending anybody down there right now. But there are no roads, and they don't. The only people who use the mule trail are the tourists on the mules. So for the most part, you're totally right. The only way on and off that peninsula is by ship or by plane. And which is why it was such a pain in the arse for the Kapuna to literally have to fly out to Kaunakakai. Well, they don't fly to Kaunakakai. They fly to the airport and then go to Kaunakakai, go to town, basically. And yeah, that's why it was such a big deal, such an ordeal for the Kapuna to go see Lono, because it's not just a case of, hopping in the car or hopping in the old care home bus and heading up the hill, over the mountain to town. No, it's a lot. It's planes, trains, and automobiles. It's everything. So yeah. And then let's see here. One other thing that I was gonna say about that. You know what? Just completely spaced. I'm not going to tell you. I can't remember what I was going to say. Probably wasn't that important. But anyway, yeah. So that is the little rule-breaking suggestion that I had for us. And it sounds like you guys are all up for breaking the rules. So one more time, just for good measure, that is the address to mail your postcard too. And they don't really, say what kind of postcards they want, but my best guess is they want postcards like that are sort of reflective of where you're from, shows a little of your hometown, as it were. So yeah, go be a tourist. Go to the drugstore and find that picture of, the sunset over the mountain that, or the cactus, the saguaro cactus, if you're from Arizona or wherever. And, just, send it their way for sure. All right. So let's see. I don't really know if I've got anything else to statter, anything about. Let's see here. Andre, they still sell postcards. And by the way, postcards don't cost, I don't know what they cost, but a stamp for a postcard is less than a stamp for a regular letter. So it doesn't even, it won't even cost you a regular 53-cent stamp. And honestly, I haven't sent my postcard yet, for two reasons. One, I haven't picked my postcard out. But actually, the more important reason, because you can get postcards anywhere, Andre. I mean, not anywhere, but seriously, dude, any drugstore will have a postcard. I promise you. I really will. I mean, even like Rite Aid, CVS, they actually have that weird stuff. You're not a tourist, so you don't go looking for it, but it is there. So yeah. But the postcard, that's not really like, I can find one of those. But what I want to do, it's so silly, but I need to find the perfect stamp that I want to include on my postcard, because like I said earlier, they are collecting the stamps and organizing them and sorting them by region, country, state, blah blah blah, the whole, they're organizing them. I don't exactly know what they're organizing them by, but they're organizing them. I saw a video on YouTube about it. But basically though, what's holding me up is finding the perfect stamp. I think I've got two of them that I'm trying to decide between, that are available at my post office. But I was thinking of going to a different other post office to see if they had different stamps, because different post offices sell out of different stamps at different times. And so I was kind of thinking I might go on a stamp shopping spree, which is the strangest thing, and when I say it out loud it sort of seems silly, but that's why I haven't sent my postcard yet. I haven't picked out the perfect stamp. So Andre, you're saying you've got all the meme-like postcards in bookstores still, I think. And yes, I am on a stamp hunt. And yeah, actually a bookstore would be another good place to look for a postcard. But trust me, I'll bet you, Andre, now that you're gonna vaguely be aware of postcards and their existence again, I'd be willing to bet that you are suddenly gonna see postcards everywhere. It's oh my God, they have postcards here. Oh my God, they have postcards there. Oh my God, a postcard just fell in my lap. I have a feeling that that's gonna happen, because it's not always what happens. Suddenly you become vaguely aware of something and then suddenly it's everywhere. That's what's gonna happen. Yeah, stamp hunts and train spotting. Yep, that's me. Bad Statters, stamp hunts and train spotting. Actually, I don't really care so much about the trains the way they do in England, because, they don't number them here. Or, I mean, if they do, I don't know. But I do like looking at the trains to see all the different graffiti that's on them, because sometimes they're really cool. Okay, so Rick coming in with the facts. Third quarter ended. Rams 16, Bengals 20 for now. Okay, so the Kitty Cats just might win. It might be the year of the Tiger. I think it would be awesome, even though I said that I was voting for the people in my clump, I actually think I want the Kitty Cats to win. So, yeah, maybe I don't want to vote for the people in my clump. I think the Kitty Cats. I want the Kitty Cats to win. And Andre, you used to love writing postcards when you traveled? Yeah, I totally have sent more than one. I've spent more than one afternoon writing up postcards. In fact, sometimes I have so many thoughts in my head right now. Okay. I love to write postcards. Sometimes, though, I wish that I could I think to send the postcard to myself, because sometimes what I write on the back of the postcard is like the fresh memory of whatever awesomeness happened that day. So the postcard almost ends up being like my journal of the trip, but then I go and like send off that page of the journal to somebody, and then it's just like it completely, I no longer have access to the memory, and it's, I really should send postcards to myself, actually. I know that's super selfish, but it's probably the only way that I would ever write a travel journal anyway, because I do write the travel journal, I just don't keep it. I send each page off to a different person. Andre, now I have a cell phone, so take a picture. Okay, that actually kind of makes sense. So, yeah, that's a good one. That's a suggestion. Yeah, that's a good idea. Probably would never have occurred to me either. And yes, Andre, I figured you were making a joke about Train Spotting, but honestly, some people don't think that that's a movie that should be joked about. I am not one of those people, but some people think that that's not a funny movie. I got some looks at work once when we were talking about that movie, and people were, oh, blah, 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 have you seen it? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, Train Spotting, that movie was really funny. And not many people agreed with me. In fact, almost the entire office got quiet and turned and looked at me and said, what was funny about that movie? At which point I realized, yeah, maybe I don't belong in this office. No, seriously, dude, Mother Superior, because of this long habit, there are a lot of really funny things in Train Spotting, and people just get focused on, the dead baby. It's like, okay, fine, that wasn't funny. But, there was other things that were funny. But, people get focused on the trauma or something. They don't see the humor in it. Like I said, some people don't think the Train Spotting is a funny movie at all. Yeah, exactly. Well, they made the sequel where he's clean, so they can go see that one. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, precisely. That's how that works. So, okay, so I think we're going to be wrapping it up just a smidge early today because I have run out of all of these scatterous, chatterous topicals, except for one topic I have not taught. Yeah, that's right. I haven't done it. Something we haven't talked about today, Statterbox at the cinema. I want to thank you guys yesterday for hanging out at Statterbox at the cinema. I want to thank you for putting up with my potentially unnecessary censorship, and I hope you guys got a kick out of it and a little bit of a laugh out of it. But I also decided, because yesterday I wasn't sure, but today I'm sure, next week's Statterbox at the cinema, we're going to watch A League of Their Own. So Madonna, Lori Petty, Rosie O'Donnell, Tom Hanks, Gina Davis. I'm going to stop there because I can't really remember who else is in it, but I know that those people are in it. So next week, Statterbox at the cinema, it's going to be A League of Their Own. It'll be 6 p.m. West Coast time, 4 p.m. Hawaii time, 9 p.m. on the East Coast, as per usual. And, right, there's going to be no crying because there's no crying in baseball. I'm sure that that's actually not true, but, back in the day, they wanted us to think that. And I most likely will not shed a tear, but it's hard to say because who knows, there might be a corgi butt that sends me into tears of love. And and Rick, I can censor the crying part. Exactly. I've figured out how to censor the things. So I'll bring my little black square with me just in case. And yeah, that's going to be the plan of action for next Saturday. Statterbox at the Cinema, A League of Their Own. I know, it is not baseball season, but it's almost baseball season because one sports ball is almost over, right? And so spring training is going to be starting pretty soon. And so why not? Why not do A League of Their Own? So there you have it. That's what we're going to do. A League of Their Own on Saturday. And hey, Terry in Scotland, good to see you. I was actually just about to wrap this up. You missed out on the topic of Pickles being stolen by Fishsticks. So you might have to watch the rerun to figure out just what the flying fork that was all about. And yeah, next Saturday we're going to watch League of Their Own. And let's see here on Wednesday. Who knows what we're going to talk about on Wednesday, but on Wednesday, hopefully I will see all y'all at Chatter with Statter. I wish I could keep track of what show is what day, but that's obviously too much. Andre, thank you so much for the 300 biddies. Thank everybody who posted some biddies, and thank you, Andre, for the biddies and for the subs that you gave out to everybody. And, Rick, baseball, the owners... Okay, obviously, I did not know anything about this. Sports ball, woo, over my head. Rick is coming in with some serious truth. Baseball. Owners locked out the players this year. Might not be spring. I had no idea. Are you kidding me? I'm obviously going to go. I mean, I don't think you're kidding me. I don't think I do believe you. But, huh? Where have I been? How did this not even... What? I'm going to have to go look that up. So I guess there will be some crying in baseball this year. All right. Well, then I guess we're just going to start the season when we want to start the season. And we're going to start the season next week. There we go. Going to get it on with A League of Their Own. So there we have it, Rabbit. Awesome. Okay. So thank you guys for choosing Chatter with Statter over the Superb Owl today. And thank Rick for doing double duty, checking out of both eyeballs, the Superb Owl and the Chatterbox, keeping it real there. And let's see here. Andre suggests maybe replacing the men with women this year in baseball. Well, I don't know. Well, I guess maybe, but I wouldn't want the women to be scabs. I mean, if there's some sort of strike or something, I don't want the women to cross the picket line. So I mean, I'm not opposed to your idea, although I actually, would kind of like to see some of the baseball players, the dude baseball players, go up against some of the fast pitch softball players. Because honestly, dude, those chicks know how to play. I mean, they might not be playing hardball, but that fast pitch softball, dude. Those girls, those women, those athletes are hardcore. And I kind of would like to see just if and how the two sports could collide. Because they're different animals, they're different. But I kind of feel like the baseball players might not do as well as they assume they would when it comes to the hardcore fast pitch softball crowd. All right, so Terry in Scotland letting us know that the Rams are still at 16. The Beagles are at 20. No, it's the Kitty Cats. The Kitty Cats are at 20. And injury timeout for more $5 million commercial, maybe. There we go. And so we could... Okay, so Andre, you're saying replace baseball with softball this year. Terry, you enjoy donkey baseball. Well, okay, I was going to wrap this up, but we still have 5 minutes. What is donkey baseball? Like, okay, let's talk about donkey baseball. So, yeah, what is donkey baseball? And Picola T, fourth quarter of Super Bowl, no longer able to feel your cheeks. Does that mean that you stuffed them full of food? Or does that mean that you're so drunk you can't feel your face? Or does that mean... there we go. It might be the best optician office ever. Wink, wink. Yep, there you have it, Rabbit. That is right. Got to get your eyes checked for the Super Bowl. Yes, the opticians, they know how to serve some of the best eye medicine. Okay, so let's see here. Oh, so Terry's saying they used to play donkey baseball in Texas. All the players rode donkeys. Loads of fun. Okay, so... Wait. So wait, are you telling me that someone sat on a donkey with a bat while someone threw a ball that then they had to hit with the bat while they were on the donkey, and then hopefully not have the bat hit the donkey and not have the ball hit the donkey and not have the donkey freak out that there's a ball being thrown at them? Is that how that worked? Because that seems like a recipe for some... Is that how that worked? I would like to see that, because that just seems, I mean, obviously it happened, but that just doesn't seem like that should happen. Okay, so the donkeys wore helmets. That's so cute. Actually, I'm glad to hear that the donkeys wore helmets, but that is so flippin' cute. And yeah, exactly, Andre, donkeys can be vicious, and so... I'm like, you know, you've got a bat and you've got a ball. Like, I'm just thinking the donkey is just like, oh, hell no, I am not going to be a part of this shenanigan. Who do you think I am? I'm not some kind of ass. That's kind of what I'm thinking the donkey might be thinking, right? And Rick, okay, so you've seen donkey baseball. It's almost like herding cats. Pretty funny. That's what I'm thinking. It would kind of, I would think it would kind of be like that. And heck no, you don't want the donkey to rush the pitcher. No way. Dude, I've heard of donkeys that have been out, like, with their people, and they've taken down, like, rattlesnakes. They've taken down, I feel like I heard of one that took down a cougar or a bobcat or whatever. Like, it was an animal of prey. You know, it was a cat of prey. And the donkey was just like, oh, you're not even getting to my people. And the donkey, like, just stomped on this thing. Like, I think the donkey grabbed it by its neck and, like, just beat it against the ground and then, like, stomped on it. I mean, it was just like, I'd never considered donkeys to be guard animals other than verbally. But no, dude, they know how to... You always want the donkey to be on your side. Let's just put it that way. They will fight for your honor. Yeah, Andre, I thought when Terry said donkey baseball, it was like cow patty bingo or the chicken bingo or whatever. That's kind of what I was thinking too. But no, I guess it's actually like a thing. And geese and donkey teamed up would be bad news. Yeah, like I said, you want them on your team. You want them on your side. So let's see. Rick says you also like figure eight demolition derby, so donkey baseball sort of like that too. Figure eight demolition derby stresses me out to think of it. I mean, I probably would like it. The noise would probably be too much for me, but I probably would like to watch it. But it kind of stresses the whole concept of a figure eight kind of stresses me out, man. I mean, I guess that's the whole point, right? You know, you might get hit, but you might get hit. It's just, that's how that works. So, so it is the bottom of the hour now. And so, speaking of, you know, winding things up to an infinity 8, I guess, we're going to just have to reel this one in on the thoughts of donkeys and geese teaming up to do a figure eight roller or figure eight derby demolition derby. There we go. That's what we're going to do. That's what Texas's next project will be. Figure eight demolition derby for donkeys and geese. Yep, there you go. That'll be the next big thing in Texas. We decided. That's it. And with that nonsense, I guess we will wrap it up. I'm so glad you guys were able to hang out tonight, even though you could have been watching The Superb Owl. And I'm glad, like I said earlier, those of you who chose to watch both The Superb Owl And Chatter with Statter, I'm super loving you tonight. Okay, cool. Hopefully I will see all y'all on Tuesday at Andy's show, and then Wednesday for my show. I was actually thinking my show was what I was supposed to talk about, but whatever. I want to see you at Andy's show too. So, take care, y'all. Have a good one.